Welcome back guys to another video, and happy new year guys. It's been a while. So today we're continuing with our build, and today let's just pull up the real AlgoExpert. So if you guys are liking this series and you're liking my videos, please like, share and subscribe. If you really want to learn more about mern stack, and I'm looking to branch off to Javascript, PHP. So if you guys are keen for that, please like, share and subscribe, and let's continue with this build guys. It really keeps me motivated when you guys like, share and subscribe. So yeah, what we want to continue with is we want to build this layout. So now we already have the cube, so now we just want to get, say, maybe 3 of this. There's no need to get all of them, right? So now let's just get this layout done, and then let's see what happens, right? So now we come back here, we can close this. So if you guys want to learn mern stack outside what we call YouTube, out of my YouTube videos, and you want me to help you personally, I'll have my Fiverr link in the description below, and then you guys, if you guys are keen, you can hit me up there, and then we'll see how I can help you based on your learning needs, right? So I'll have the links and everything down there for you so that you can check it out. So now let's continue with this build. So why am I not getting IntelliSense? I don't know. Alright, so now let's just say that, and let's say list of lengths. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe guys. It really just helps the channel grow, alright, so that we can get this video to more people that are like you, that want to learn about mern stack, right? So now we create the list of lengths. Let's take it there, and then now we remove. Okay, so instead of removing the cube, this is what we do guys, because the list of length and the cubes must be in one thing, right? So what we do is we create another final component called secondary content. So we have the main content, and then we have the secondary content. So this will be having the list of lengths and the cube, right? So let's give it a class name saying secondary content, and then let's put here list of lengths didn't import, now we import that, and then we'll also bring in the cube, right? We'll also bring in the cube, right? So now what we do is we now take the secondary content in here, we say secondary content, and then we eliminate the cube, right? So we're also gonna be building the text editor guys. I hope you guys are keen for that. We'll be building a text editor, and then that's where we're gonna end the video, right? So here we'll give, say, secondary content.css, and then now what happens is in the secondary content we want to take it to the secondary, we say that, and then we say style shit, we put that, and then now here in the secondary content, right, we want to take this class, and then we just want to display flex, and then justify content space around, right? And then finally, not forgetting, we want to align items center, right? So now what we need to do is we have to come to the list of lengths, right? We say class name, and then we say list of lengths, right? So now what happens to the list of languages? Let's look at the we have. Now what is the, the because first thing that I'm noticing is my display flex is not working, my margin bottom is not working. Oh, why this is not working is I never brought in the CSS. That's why. Just a silly mistake. List of lengths.css, because I never brought in the CSS. So now that's where the problem came into play. So while that thing is coming there, we want to give the h4s a class name, but then we kill all closing tags, alright, so that we only hook the opening tags. So we say class name, and then we'll say list of lengths name. Alright, so with that, what do we want to do? We want to margin that to the left, say 1 rem. I think 1 rem should do. Right, so now that is still refreshing. My styles should be applied now for sure. So let's see. Alright, so if you guys are keen to more tutorials, guys, let's grow this channel together. 2021 is our year. Let's do this, guys. Let's make this one of the best channels, coding channels, right? So now we have that. Now we're looking proper, right? So now obviously now the text has to still compile to get the text on the side. So now once we have that on the side, let's see what we can do now. So now what I want to do is I want to grab this container of list of lengths, and I want to margin left, say 1.4 rem, 5 rem. Right, so I want to margin that out, and list of lengths, I've already margined that out. So now it should be compiling and it should be finishing right now. So now once that is done, there's basically nothing else for us to do. So now what we have to do next is embedding the text editor. So now that's the nice part. So now what we need for the text editor, we'll say npm at Monaco. So Monaco is the text editor that powers VS Code. So let's see, let me show you guys Monaco. So Monaco is the text editor that powers VS Code. That's what we're gonna be integrating, right? So as you can see, the Monaco is a code editor that powers VS Code. So now that is a good thing, right? So now let's just take that, let's install, right? So and good thing is it supports TypeScript, which it should be because it's a VS Code thing. And let's also install the React router DOM, right? I will need this too. And then let's also install the types of React router DOM-d, right? So Monaco router DOM, and then the types of router DOM, right? So now this should have compiled out nicely. Look at that, now we're looking like this, right? So obviously now let's just margin bottom, let's say margin bottom, yeah, let's margin bottom each and every part here, right? So we come here on each and every language, we want to margin bottom each and everything. All right, so why I'm margining bottoming is because I do not want the first one to go a bit down where it is right now. I believe it's good for me, so hence I'm margin bottom, right? So now this should be installing the Monaco. So now what we need is, you guys can read into this documentation, but then I'll be taking you guys through everything, right? So now we're just embedding, so we need the extended example. So we also need to install React spinners, right? So let's take that and let's wait for that to install there. Alright, so we'll also install React spinners. So yeah, we're looking good now, the space, right? So now let's take this entire code and that's the entire code that we need. Let's take that and let's make a component for that. So we'll say text editor.tsx, and then let's bury that there, and then let's refactor a bit. Const text editor is equal to, alright, we equal to that. We remove the examples, we remove that, and then what else do we need? And then we remove that. We should be fine, right? And then yeah, we should be fine like this. But then we need to export this text editor, so we'll say export text editor, right? So now what we need is, now router DOM is done. Let's say npm install, we want to install React Spinner. Alright, so we copy this is what we want to install. So now you say npm install, let's clear that. So you say npm install that, and you want to install its types. Alright, so now while that is installing, let us set up our React router. Right, so now we'll say import from React router DOM. We want to import browser router as a router, and then we need the switch, and then we need the route. So now we take the two divs, we replace that with the router, and then obviously our router doesn't allow that class. We remove that, we bring in the switch, and then I bring in the route, and then I take this to this whole thing, I put it there, and then on this route I give it a path saying that, and then I say exact, which is true. Right, so but then now I need to bring in the text editor route. So this is just a dummy route, and then here we'll say text editor to see and play around with this text editor. Alright, and then I'll give it a path called editor. Let's make sure that imports, and there we go. Right, so now that should be imported, but then there are a few changes that we'll make in our text editor. One is I do not want to toggle theme. I will keep it as black myself, as in the dark theme, and that's what I'll do. Line numbers should be on, that's number one, and that's the important part for me. Right, so let me just show you the standard. Okay, so React Spinners, there's no types, so I guess it comes with its own types. Let's exit that, and this is still compiling, and that should finish in a minute or two. So now what we do is we now let's see, so now it's done compiling. So now if we come open your editor, let's see, so now we see that spinner there, that is the React spinner. We see the text editor there, so now that should do. Now this is the text editor there. I'm sorry, I had to pause there, and we had some bit of disturbance, right? So now as you can see, we have the IntelliSense, and we can toggle the language. And currently, what language are we at right now? So what we're looking at is, I'm sure, thing is, I've never looked at that code there, but then let's go look at the code. So it's toggling between JavaScript and Python. So let's just remove that. Let's just remove the togglings, man. We'll do that if we need to. So for now, let's just put in Python so we can play around with this and see. And we remove this dark themes thing. I want this to be dark as always, no matter what. I don't want the light theme. If you guys prefer light theme, and then you guys can continue that, but then personally I'd prefer dark mode, right? That's what I'll prefer myself. So let's see that. So now that is still refreshing on our side. Let's see how it looks, so that we can see the dark theme and all that. So it was a simple integration. So but then the tough part is, how are the AlgoExpert guys validating algorithms? That is something that I'm thinking about. I don't know, but then hopefully we'll find a solution to such. I hope so. There we go. Then we have the dark theme, and then we on Python right now, so we can do a lot. We have that IntelliSense, hopefully. We have that. So but then if I were to go to a language like say TypeScript, right? So let's see TypeScript, and then I can end the video here, and then on the next video we'll go a bit to the back end, whereby we add user authentication, and after user authentication, and then we'll keep it simple, whereby now we take in the data that is in here, we compile, run it, and then see what happens. Alright, so why am I getting a light mode? Why am I getting light mode? Oh, because I changed the theme instead of language, man. I'm wondering why am I getting light mode. Okay, so that was my bad. So that's what we're gonna be doing next. We're gonna be making user authentication, and then create 2 exercises whereby it will be placed within the page where there's a text editor, and then someone can solve. We compile, run, and see. And then I don't know if I'll be able to compile algorithms. I don't know, guys. So as you can see here, we have IntelliSense. So this is a good text editor, guys. If you guys are looking for making text editors, I'd recommend using the Monaco Text editor. And it also gives you squigglies when there is an error. For example, we said that should be a string. What if I put a number? Right, I get an error saying that. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.